What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you a little gear progression update video, just kind of touching base with what we've been working on the enhancing live streams and what we're going to be doing moving forward. So if you didn't catch last weekend's live streams, we did a Saturday and Sunday drinking enhancing stream as usual, because if you're not drinking while you're enhancing, then you're not doing it correctly, at least in my experience. Much easier to get over a couple of fails when you've had a few shots. So we actually had 4 pen attempts during the live streams, 2 Saturday night and 2 Sunday. Got really lucky, especially coming off the week before. We had just had 2 more pen attempts. So we've had 6 in the last 2 weeks altogether, which was pretty awesome and led up to our finale. So I was originally going to run the 4 clips that were pulled from the actual pen enhancements. We were at I forget, they go up 6 each, but we started around 130 something or whatever. But the thing was, the clips do have copyrighted music in them, so they're muted. So I didn't want to run 4 30-second clips in this video, and I was like, well, I could chop them up and include all 4. And then I was like, you know what, let's just check out the last one, the one that matters for it. So I'm going to go ahead and play that clip. Just kind of keep in mind, I can't play the audio from it, so you won't hear what I'm talking about. I'm basically in the clip, I'm just talking about how drunk I am from all the pen attempts that we've been doing, because I take a shot every time we do one. So check out the clip here. It's just, keep in mind, the audio is muted, so that's coming at you right here. So as you can see, we did not get it, took another shot, and kind of wrapped it up from there. We had gotten really lucky. We hit when we hit the tet, we actually then hit pen directly, or went for the pen attempt right after. It reverted back, and then it went straight back to tet, so we had to do pen again. So we had a whole bunch of shots in a very short amount of time, which was a lot of fun still, but we didn't make it. So we're now on a solid, that was off of a 149 stack, was that last one there. So we're on a 155 pen stack moving forward. So talking about moving forward, it's kind of time to think about what we're going to do with gear. And normally I would just keep pushing this pen, even though technically that's not really the next piece of gear that I should be going for. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's what we're working with gear. The next progression really needs to be Tri Ogre. For this, it's a 5 AP gain off of everything else that we get, so it does make the most sense to do that. Changing the Tet Marcus Shadow into a Tri Crescent is a 1 AP gain, so I'm not super crazy about that. Getting 62 is obviously something we want to do, because we get the free soft cap earring, and we're almost halfway there, so that's definitely obtainable without having to spend silver on it, and something we want to do. And then switching the Tet Blue Coral into a Tri Tungrat is also, is that a 1 AP gain? It might be a 2 AP gain on that one. But at any rate, so these are smaller AP gains. The big boy would be 5 AP gain. We'd have 25 AP getting the Tri Ogre, 8 AP gain off the pen. So the most logical upgrade here is definitely the Tri Ogre. It's an easier succession rate than the Dande. The thing about the Dande is we have a backup one that we're blowing up in the first place, so it's a whole lot easier to do it. Secondly, the prep for it. We did have a big Tri Ogre attempt stream, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was the week following Thanksgiving, because the thing about prepping for a Tri Ogre stream, it's a little bit more difficult for me with my work schedule and how much I can play to prepare for that. So it takes a little bit longer than just 1 week worth of grinding and setting up to be able to do an Ogre. 2 weeks or a week and a half is really what I need to get enough attempts in. And the thing is, once you fail those, they blow up, so it can actually like make for a really short enhancing stream. We could fill it in with doing other things, but the one Tri Ogre stream we really did have, I don't remember, we blew up like 3 or 4 duos, some prize. Our prize were like decent luck. We blew up a lot of Ogre rings, but it was a lot more fun being able to sit down and just go through a session doing all of them at once. So we pretty much just kept pushing for pen Dande, even though it wasn't really the next logical step for us, just because it's content. Hashtag content is pretty much why, and it's fun, and I don't mind doing it. The other 2 non-soft cap pieces are, I mean, this thing's super close, this is super close, and I just need to stop being lazy and get to 62 here. So that being said, it's now time to think about these upcoming marketplace changes and how that's going to impact the effect on Ogre rings. So that being said, I'm thinking what we're going to do is maybe put the pen fun, even though we're not really trying to hit pen, we're just kind of doing it for the fun of the stream and whatnot. We might put that on hold for this week and not do that, and maybe just focus on pulling up some ogre rings and kind of going with what we get. So this weekend's enhancing streams, we might come up with some other stuff to do other than just straight enhancing. And I think I'll just work on sniping some ogre rings wherever I can get them now. The reason I say that is based on a Reddit post, which I'm going to have a video coming out breaking down what the marketplace effect is looking like on other servers that already have it in 2 days. That'll be out in 2 days. I'll be talking about that in more in depth, but basically the ogre ring price, because of how the new marketplace is going to work, it's pretty much going up from, what is it, 95 mil now to, is it 95 or 89? I don't remember. But it's going up to 155 essentially. So I think it makes a little bit more sense to maybe put the pen attempts on the back burner. Yeah, 95. Put that on the back burner for right now, and let's maybe focus on the ogre rings and kind of go with that, only because we're just not going to have the opportunity to do the ogre rings at this price again after the new update hits. So let's take advantage of it and run with it. If you guys have some other ideas, let me know in the comments about other things we could do. I mean, we've done some 24-hour live streams and whatnot there, so we, there's plenty of in-game things you can do, but it's something you could think we could do for like the mainstay of the stream for at least this weekend. That way we can hopefully get 2 weeks. I don't know if the marketplace is actually going to hit the new update that's coming up next Wednesday. No one really knows. We don't really have that. To be honest, looking at it, there's been a lot of complaints from life skillers, which is something I'm going to talk about in the upcoming video for it. There's been a lot of complaints with life skillers about the cost of materials and the availability to get the materials, because a lot of the mat prices, like the things that aren't farmed in the first place that you would normally just pre-order, they're not actually being posted more because the price increase on them was almost negligible. So a lot of the materials, meat and stuff that you're getting are no longer pre-orderable. You can't outbid somebody else for pre-order on a lot of the things that save you a lot of time when you're doing that. So that's definitely hurting the life skilling trade in general there. A lot of people not looking forward to it. So we'll have to keep an eye on how that works, and that could also be that they tweak that in the upcoming updates. The fact that they put it live on the MENA server and not in Korea or any other larger server, if you will, kind of tells us that maybe they were test marketing it a little bit more than just the GTS for it. So from there we kind of get an idea of how is it affecting the server and the overall costs and the influx of money and who's doing what with it from there, and kind of break that down once it's on an actual live server and see what kind of complaints it comes from before they launched it into larger markets, like obviously their Korean market is largest, and then into NA EU, because the backlash on it would be a whole lot larger than it would be on MENA server, which is kind of a crappy thing in my opinion for them to do overall, just because it puts like other players, and there was a huge bug when it first released that caused a big exploit that was available for it too. So that's kind of annoying for some players, but it'd be an even bigger uproar for them if they kind of test marketed it on their Korea servers and then rolled it out that way, and we just kind of had to deal with it. So that's what I'm thinking. I could change my mind, and maybe we do just keep going with the pen Dande, especially since the stacks are getting up there. According to, I want to pull this up, according to these percentages, which are not verified by the way, but this has been the general consensus since the changes of what's being shown for updates, since we're at a 120 and since the chart goes up to 120 stacks from here and we have a 155 stack is where we're at, technically we have a 4.95% chance, since these increased by 0.03 on each level and we're at 155. So we're at a 4.95% chance to actually hit pen, according to this sheet, which again is unverified, so don't take this as the Bible as far as enhancing goes. But that's not bad. We're at about 5% chance, so I'm kind of like, man, let's just push it. And we've been really lucky with hitting our tets on the backup one to actually get the pen attempts in, so that's something to take into consideration too. So we could just say, screw it, let's go for it. The only drawback is, like I said, we're going to end up paying for that in the long run with our Tri-Ogre whenever we sit down to finally do it. Alternatively, we could go for like a Tet Serups, which is 1 AP short of the Ogre, so that would be 24. So that's, something we could do. You could potentially talk me into, let's just keep running with the pen Dande, keep the enhancement weekends the way we've been doing them, keep running pen Dande, and then, if we miss the new marketplace update and the Ogre rings all go up in price, then maybe we go for a Tet Serup. It's 1 AP off, but like at that point, so 241 with Kudum is your soft cap. If we're there, like we're there, right? Soft cap is soft cap. You can grind history and do what you want to do, get to 62 so we can get the earring and kind of move forward. So I can see the argument either way. I'm currently just kind of stockpiling the money. The other thing too about, and this is going to be again, I know I keep alluding to another video about the marketplace coming out, but the other thing too to keep in mind is the ancient relic shards and the Pilafay scrolls. the price on those is going up drastically on the other servers. From what the Reddit post said, the scrolls are up to 4 mil right now, and then the relic shards were 2.25, and I think they're capped at 2.25 if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's 2.5, somewhere around there. So it's also kind of difficult for me to want to go run those scrolls for the memory fragments to keep the Dande attempts going when we're entirely sure that the price on those is going to go way up. So I kind of want to stockpile what I can now and maybe not necessarily go through them, buy them for cheap. Plus the ones we farm, I typically farm enough for the entire enhancement stream on its own. But we'll see. I want to hear from what you guys see, since you the guys tuning into the stream, and what you guys like doing. I'm flexible either way. I do it for the fun anyhow, hanging out with people in chat. So you guys let me know what you want to see us do. Should we buckle down, maybe chill out this week, just keep grinding for the next 2 weeks, and then a week from this weekend we can go ahead and run another Tri-Ogre stream like we did previously, or say screw it, go Dande, or whatever you guys think? Or do we just do like, let's push for 62 and run with that? Up to you guys. You let me know in the comments. That's gonna be it for this video. Just a little update about gear progression. Make sure you like it if you did enjoy it here, or if you're a member of the community or want to be a member of the community, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you get notifications when the updates come for new videos. I do have our beginner's guide series. There's a video coming out for that tomorrow, and then like I said, in 2 days from now I have a video talking about what the impact of the new marketplace has been on the other markets, and I'll touch on kind of how the marketplace works too if you're unfamiliar with it, so it'll be that too. Anyhow, that's gonna be it for this video. Everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.